All right, welcome back to the second episode of this Modal talks or Modal lessons here at Modal Jams. All right. Okay, so this quick lesson today will be to take a little bit out of all this theory. After the first lesson, we talk about all these names, Lydian, Mixolydian, blah, 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 parent scale and all these things. But I'm not a big fan of learning too much theory before getting in touch with the sound. Once again, probably is the word that I'll say the most in this lesson. Sound. Everything in music, my friends, is about sound, right? Keep that in mind, and you have everything will be easier for you, right? So let's talk about the minimum theory that one has to learn to take to start and in the end to have a grasp of all this information. You have to learn intervals. That's the thing that you have to know. In terms of music theory, you have to know your intervals. What are intervals? Which is the distance from one note to another and the amount of half steps between a note and another. Based on this amount, there will be a name for this interval, right? So within one octave from one note to the other, you have 12 possibilities of intervals, and these are the 12 intervals that exist. So you have to learn this, and it will be very useful to learn about the construction or the intervals that make the major scale, right? Because the major scale will be the basis for you somehow will compare all the scales to the major scale in your mind, you know? So these two things, if you are starting in this, after this, you finish this video, go to the internet, to the search engine, and search about intervals and learn about it. It will be very quick, right? And it's very important to learn the sound of these intervals also, you know. But first of all, learn what they are, their names, and everything about. So all these things, you know, to learn the sound of a chord or of a mode, you don't have to know which scale it comes from, what is its name, and nothing about that, you know. You just the only way you make a mode your is if you learn this construction of intervals, right? So each scale has its own construction of half steps. From the first note to the second, what's the distance? From the first to the third, what's the distance? And blah blah blah. And each scale has its own unique construction of intervals, you know. So the only way you can learn these scales in terms of theory, you only memorize and be able to use and to really understand those is when you know the construction, this formula that each mode has, right? And the last thing is that all that talk that when it comes about modes, that people say that this mode is the D Dorians, the C major beginning on D. In the end, this will help us to know to understand the relationship between all the modes and these correlations that happen between them, and what this knowledge can in what way this knowledge can help us to improve our harmonic language, our harmonic knowledge, and our harmonic perception, right? So for today, the first thing we will look at, we'll take two modes, so two sounds beginning in the same note with the same root. It will be D flat because I want to make things complicated and long, as you've seen. I'm not here to follow these trends about the internet, about you have to be fast, you have to be quick, you have to, otherwise people don't want to watch your video. Guys, if a person doesn't have the patience to watch a 9, 8, 7-minute video, that person will never play an instrument well, probably. I know there will be exceptions to that rule, but if you want to learn an instrument, learn music, you have to work on your attention span. You have to develop it if you need, you know? So, okay, it will be in D flat, and we will work with two modes. The Mixolydian mode and the Lydian mode. Don't care about this. I will put here in the screen the construction of both of these two modes, and you have to learn this, memorize this, and go to your instrument and sing and learn how to play and to sing those. So, okay, the first one will be D flat Mixolydian, right? So these notes that you have on the screen, you have to Because that's the only way you can get the sound of the mode in your ear, and you can start to see what that mode means to yourself. So for me, this mode will mean something in terms of music, a sound that evokes some kind of music that in my homeland Brazil, it's very common, you know? Right? So you have to learn to sing this note. So the second mode will be the D flat Lydian, right? Which is the first mode, the Mixolydian, is a major scale with a flat 7. Later you understand this, you know. But it's this sound. And then the second, the Lydian, is a major scale with a major 7 and a sharp 11. So you gotta learn these sounds, right? So what I want you to do is to first learn the construction of the scale, learn the notes that make each scale. Then you find it here in the screen. Then you take these notes, you go to your instrument, you learn how to sing the scale. It can be from the root to the octave. And the chord for the Mixolydian will be a sus chord. So if you already know your chords, put a sus 9 chord and sus 13th chord, and it will work. And then you have to learn the second chord will be a major 7th chord for sharp 11. And you learn how to sing this. And then after this, after you have sang and you learn all these notes on your instrument, regarding the instrument, I'll be talking about this for different instruments, strategies that can help you memorize all these notes in your instrument. String players, you many times talk about, I don't know the name of the notes. Okay, maybe you don't know, but just think about it. When you are playing a piano and you play a D flat, you can't help to know this is a D flat, right? And for example, horn instruments, they must know the notes they are playing, right, guys? So don't come to me talking about, no, I'm a string player, I don't need this, I don't need that. Okay, do whatever you want, but I think it's a good thing to know the note, to know what notes you are playing. And it's not a matter of knowing and thinking about the notes. When I play a D flat, no matter what on my bass, I can help to know it's a D flat. So if you don't know, it's your problem, okay? It's not that I play the D flat, I play the B flat. No, I'm playing these notes and I know their names. It's basic for any instrument when you want to improvise and you want to go for a high level of playing, you know? So again, there are exceptions to any rule. There are many ways to do everything, right, guys? I'm telling you what I think is a good strategy that you take to where you want, which is knowing your instrument, know what you're doing, and be conscious harmonically on your instrument, right? So after you did that and you played and you have all those notes in your instrument, you are going to play with the backing track that I'll link here, which is the D flat Mixolydian, D Lydian Maracatu backing track that is available on the channel. Maracatu is a Brazilian style, right? Northeastern Brazilian rhythm. And you can feel the beat of the maracatu while you're practicing, and you start to play and to feel, because when we take two sounds coming from the same root and we play them back and forth, we get it's easier for us to get the sound of each of these modes in your mind, you know, because your ear is already anticipating. You are playing the Mixolydian and your ear is already, here comes the Lydian, and then you start to develop a relationship, a friendship, let's say, with these modes, right? Just to recap, if you don't know, learn your intervals, first of all. If you already know something about scales, go for it as I say here. Learn the construction of these two scales, learn their sounds, sing them, playing the chords, which I told you they are. Play the chord, sing the scale, come back and forth, creating different shapes. and then you go for the backing track, and then you play, and then you create music with those sounds, right? Any questions, suggestions, anything that you want to ask, just tell me in the comments. Strategies to create melodies over these chords, I can help with those small things and easy things that you can do that will spark your creativity. And from there, if you listen to yourself and react to what you are playing, the problem of creativity will be no more. There will be no more problem, because you're reacting to what you played and you are creating. It's more important to get that first spark, that first push, that takes you going, and then you are already on the flow. So practice these 2 chords, enjoy them, enjoy the backing track, learn more about Maracatu, and check these other chord pads or backing tracks featuring these modes. Search for them in the channel, especially the Mixolydian. There's lots of stuff up until now. And see you in the next lesson. And I'm waiting on your comments and your suggestions and what you think about all this stuff that I've been talking about. See you.